your leadership map is a combination of the context, the environment where you work. It's your mindset, your style, your skills, ultimately how you behave and the results that you deliver. So if we break it down, context is your environment plays a part in determining the choices you can make. So what aspects of your context or your environment might constrain your leadership effectiveness? Just out of curiosity. What aspects of the context where you work? This could be a micromanager. This could be policies and procedures. This could be the bureaucracy of getting ideas initiated and changed. I'm in academia. They do everything through committees, and committees don't necessarily know how to manage themselves. So it may take a year to get a curriculum updated. So the context constrains my effectiveness in some respects. So is it the people? Is it the culture? Is it the expectations of the citizens? So think about that. Put that as you're considering your context, be realistic with your limitations, and make sure you're not making assumptions that aren't there. What is it? They used to have a military person guard a bench that was painted on Friday. Nobody sit here, nobody sit here. 3 months later, the guard's still there. Well, what are you here for? I don't know, I was just told to be here. When you were initially assigned to that post for one day to keep people from sitting, you've kept doing it. So maybe you don't need to continue doing things the same way. Maybe you can ask why. Maybe a policy or procedure doesn't need to be there. Leadership mindset, viewpoints and beliefs frame how you think about leadership and associated behaviors. What beliefs do you hold about leadership? So think about that. How does my mindset? Maybe I was in a very autocratic environment and it worked for me. I appreciated it. I liked it. I thrived in that environment. Doesn't necessarily mean it works for everyone. So what mindset are you bringing? Sometimes I bring too much of a participative mindset, and people look at me as if I'm wishy-washy. Can't you make a decision? I make decisions when I have to, but I like to involve people when it's going to affect them, when I can. So you look at beliefs, and you might be, like I said, directive, servant leadership, participative, charismatic, autocratic. And your style is how you present yourself, based on your personalities, values, characters, life experiences. When we talk about conflict, we react to conflict based on our life experiences. What have we observed in conflict? What do we grow up with? Maybe that's what we tend to embrace. And then what are your values? We don't do a values exercise in here, but it's a good one to do. Skills represent what you can do with specific competencies. I can develop certain competencies and skills, and some not so much. My brain's not necessarily wired that way. What type of feedback have you received that's told you you might need to work on this? You come across a little bit too rough. It hurts people's feelings. That's who I am. So maybe you clarify that. This is who I am as a leader. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. And if you have a problem with it, let's talk about it. It's who I'm bringing to the table. I'll adapt. I heard adapt somewhere. I'll adapt as needed when I can. Just realize not to take me too personally. Leadership behaviors are behaviors you can choose in a given situation. Be calm. I can choose to respond, not to react. And the results are what you achieve as a result of considering your context, your leadership mindset, your skills, your abilities, your values, etc. And then I heard somebody talk about reflect. You talked about reflecting, and then you reflect. When something didn't go that well, you kind of reflect on it. What happened? What did I bring to the table? What did I not bring to the table? Okay, self-awareness. This is where we're going to roll into the MBTI. How many of you have done the Myers-Briggs before? Anybody done it before? Okay, so you can kind of see how you may have changed. Typically, it's not drastic. So self-awareness is how you see yourself. Typically, not all of us see ourselves exactly as we are, right? So, and then external self is how others see us. I may see myself as open and warm and inviting. Somebody else may see me as overbearing, type A, obnoxious. So what do you think the biggest obstacle is to self-awareness? The mistaken belief that you already possess self-awareness. So yeah, that would fall in there. Oh, I'm really self-aware. I don't need to go to that self-awareness workshop. I'm good, but all my employees can go. Right? So 5,000 of the people this person interviewed, 95 believed they were self-aware, but only 10 to 15% actually were when their employees were surveyed on the behaviors that they assess themselves. So we're in a lot of respects, we're not as self-aware as we think we are. So how is self-awareness similar to the role of the quarterback? Okay, adapting to the situation. Being aware, right? So if you don't have a clear internal understanding of who you are, where your strengths are, and your weaknesses, and a picture of how others may perceive you, right? How are they going to react? How are they going to respond? What's it going to look like? Your plays, they won't necessarily go well. So you have to be not only aware of your surroundings and of yourself, how other people may perceive you, what's going on in the environment.